Today on CarlitosWays, we poke sharp objects into small holes, we pull some vents out, and we do all that in our Audi RS6 C5. Welcome once again to CarlitosWays.
So now we are inside the car and we are going to remove the rear vent. This rear vent is held in by some pressure points here, here and here. You don't need any particular screw to come out. You do need to be very careful in pulling it to not break this trim off the piece. For that you need to use tools that are specially designed for plastics. So using these tools, maybe even in tandem, as well as pulling the part yourself out carefully, that's the perfect combination for a successful job. So you can come in through any of these points. So here, for example, there is already a little bit of separation there. We don't need to put any more pressure there. And then grabbing the slimmest of the pieces or slimmest of the tool, you can start coming in from this side, as you can see there. Careful not to push too far here to the right or inside, as this trim does not actually make part of the whole part and it easily can be broken off. Once you break it off, there is no coming back. It will be broken. Then you can come in from below as well and then try and separate as far as possible the part from the console, and then with your fingers try and grab as fast as possible, and then it's as simple as that to pull out. There we go. And then all you have to do is remove the electrical connections for the heating unit as well as the cigarette lighter. So this electrical connection has to be then removed. You see there is a small aluminum or sort of metallic part in it, and pulling out the connector is about taking this carefully off and pulling the whole electrical connection off that. So let's do that by just pushing that pin inside. Then you're able to just pull the connection out like so. So that's the first connection. That's the least intuitive of the two, because somehow you can get distracted by this element here, which make it a little bit difficult to source out whether you have to pull or disassemble. But in this case, you just need to pull. It's just that the pulling bit here you have to access with a very thin tool, like we did here. So here in this case, what we did was just push this down and then pull the connector out like so. So these connectors are pretty straightforward, just a little bit of manhandling. All you have to do is move the connector sideways, side to side, until you feel that this pin starts coming out a little bit from side to side, and eventually they will come out. You might want to help yourself a tiny bit once it starts coming out with a screwdriver, but very carefully. You can see how this tab opens these other two tabs here as it starts coming out, so be very careful, do it slowly, and then it should work without any issues. There you go, it's out. And then finally, the easiest bit is to take the cigarette lighter connector out by just pushing this pin down, and the whole vent is now out of the car and ready for repair or replacement. So next one up, we are going to deal with this vent. We are going to take this vent out, and the system is pretty difficult to deal with. There are 4 hooks that you have to pull down to be able to pull the whole vent out. And you also have to be very careful when pulling the vent from the trim, particularly in this case from the aluminum trim, because same as the vent at the back, this trim is not literally attached to the part, it's just held by some clips. If those clips break, then your part is broken and you're gonna have to do some repair. So for you to be able to do this job, you're gonna have to go inside here, and you will spot 4 different holes. So you can see them, barely see them there. 1, 2, and then at the top, if you lower down a little bit the light from here, at the top you will see here 2 more holes, and what you have to do there is find a couple of tabs where you insert something sharp like this or like a small screwdriver, and then pull them upwards while at the same time pulling the part out. The best case scenario for this job is to have 4 of these type of tools. Unfortunately, I only have 2, so I'm gonna have to do the first 2 at the bottom and then at the top. The first thing I'm gonna have to do is to try and fish those tabs inside there, and that's gonna be super difficult for you to see, but hopefully we will somehow try and get those tabs hooked up. At the moment they are super hidden. Hopefully this one actually pulls up. You can barely see the tab there. If you really look where the tool is, there, it's popped up. You can see that the tool is hooked into that little tab inside. You can see it coming up and down. You see it inside, well inside this vent. You can see here with the light, you can see how that tab moves up and down. So that's the first one, and now I'm gonna have to find the one here on this side, and that's gonna be a little bit tougher to do because they are, particularly on this car, they are well hidden below, and so far I'm not seeing the one here on this side, but I think I just felt it there. I don't know if this vent has ever been pulled up before from this car, but it looks like on this side we don't have anything. One important tool that you might want to use is a plastic tool like this one to try and pull the vent as far out as possible. Okay, so here I can find the tab, no problem. On this side, unfortunately, I'm unable to find it at all, so I'm not sure if this vent has ever been pulled out before and there is just simply no tab anymore, no tab left, or if we have a problem there with the tabs being way too low down. So this is gonna require some time. We'll be back when we have made some more progress. We finally were able to remove this. This is not an easy job, and particularly in this car, we believe the vent had already been out once, or something was just not right with this system. As you can see, these are the tabs that we were talking about before, with them having to be pulled down to free the unit. What you're trying to do is reach through this gap here and come up all the way here. You can see the tool coming out from the other side in the hole. I don't know if you can appreciate that. There you go. And you're trying to grab that gap there and pull this down. But as you can see, this is way too high on this particular unit. They should be a little bit lower down like that, so that it would allow your tool to just grab it like I'm gonna show just now. You can see there, and then allow it to be pulled down like that. That's how it should work, and that's what you're trying to do with all 4 of those. So we were successful in extracting the unit, but it's not an easy job. So once you've done that, then you can come here to the back of the unit, and you can see that there is a bracket here that holds the cable. You can very gingerly take the electrical cable out of the connection, and then here we have a connector more or less the same as the one we had in the rear vent. As we said before, all you need to do is push very firmly on that pin in the middle. That allows the connector to come right out, and there's your vent. There you go. This is the same operation on the other side of the car.
As this episode is getting kind of long, we are going to leave it at that. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode, where we are going to show you how to remove the front center quattro panel. We are going to show you as well how the system is assembled. We are going to show you how to remove the middle vents. All of that in the next episode of CarlitosWays. Please consider subscribing. Please consider giving this video a thumbs up if you liked and you find it helpful. And then we will see you the next time round. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.